Osborne from First Assembly of God. Hi. I just wanted to share a little bit about. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to share a little bit about just some of the things that God has been showing me lately in my life, and just things that He's been teaching me through different situations that I've gone through lately. And so I want to start by sharing a story from last weekend. Actually, I had audition last weekend for dance, and I knew that these auditions had been coming for a while, and so I'm the kind of person that gets really nervous really easily about things, and so, I was really nervous about them, and especially the week leading up to the auditions. I want to be completely honest with you, it was just one of those weeks. And it seemed like, from the moment that I woke up on Monday morning, it was just every bad thing that could possibly happen happened that week. And so of course that made me even more nervous, and I was really struggling with that. I was so nervous, and then the day of the auditions came, and I was still nervous, and even things that day happened that made me more nervous, and I was very close to just saying, I don't want to do this. Maybe this is just not what God has for me this year to audition, and maybe it's just not worth it this year. But I decided to go, and so I went, and we were warming up and everything, and my teacher came in and gave us the 2-minute warning, and then 2 minutes, and so then, my heart just felt like it was going to beat out of my chest, and I was just so nervous. And but then the girls that I was auditioning with, we circled up and we decided to pray, which was that was a huge thing. And so my friend Reagan prayed. I don't know if Reagan's here tonight, but she prayed. And while she was praying, I remember just praying to myself, just being like, God, just take away these nerves, because I'm not going to be able to do this like this, and just be with me and take away my nerves. And so then the prayer was over, and I of course was crying 2 minutes before auditions, because I'm a crier and that's just what I do. And so I was crying, but it was the coolest thing, because after I prayed and asked God to take my nerves away, it was I remember it just literally felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, and they were gone. And I was able to go in and audition, and everything went well. And so there were several lessons that taught me, obviously. There's a verse, it is Matthew 6:26, that says, "Look at the birds. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, but your heavenly Father feeds them. And aren't you far more valuable to Him than they are? And all your worries add a single moment to your life." And so I love that verse, and I love what it says. And sometimes, a lot of the times actually, God's love it blows my mind. I mean, I'm just amazed at how much God loves me. And just the fact that He cares for me enough and loves me enough to care about my crazy nerves. It's a really comforting thing. And so I just want to encourage you guys, if God cares about me enough to hear my prayer and take away my nerves last weekend at auditions, and here's so many of my other prayers about just these tiny, tiny things in the big picture, then He cares so much about the big things that we go through, and like the big decisions that we have to make. And I know for me right now, a big one is deciding where to go to college, and I'm sure a lot of you are making that decision too. He cares about those little things, and He cares about the big decisions like that. And another thing that taught me is, if I had decided to stay home and not audition like I almost did, I would have never learned that lesson, and I would have never felt the peace of God like I did that day. And so just know that whenever you're placed in a difficult situation where you're nervous or stressed or whatever, that you're there for a reason, and God has a reason for allowing those kinds of things to happen to us. And looking back, I'm thankful for that for that situation now, even though at the time I wasn't too thankful for it, but I'm definitely thankful for that now, and just know that He really does care about the tiny things in our life and the big things too. And so I just want to encourage you guys to just trust in Him in those situations and know that He cares about those things, and He puts you in those situations for a reason. So that's all I have.